Most people think the ultimate goal of building wealth is to see the biggest possible number in their bank account. We are conditioned to believe that more is always better, that 50 million is better than 5, and 500 million is better than 50. But there is a hidden psychological trap in the pursuit of extreme riches. There is a specific point on the wealth spectrum where your quality of life actually peaks, and once you cross it, your freedom starts to diminish. This is the paradox of the golden cage. Today, we are breaking down the 8 levels of wealth to show you why having $5 million is objectively better than having 150 million. By the end of this, you might realize you are much closer to your finish line than you think, and that pushing further could actually ruin the very life you are trying to build. Let's start at the beginning. Level 1 is financial survival. This is the stage of living paycheck to paycheck. At this level, money is a source of constant low-grade anxiety. You are hyper-aware of every expense because one unexpected car repair or medical bill could derail your entire month. Your time is not your own. It belongs to whoever is signing your checks. In Level 1, you aren't building a life, you are managing a crisis. The goal here isn't luxury, it's just breathing room. Most people spend their entire lives here, trapped in a loop where they trade their health for money, only to spend that money trying to recover their health later. But then you move to Level 2, grocery store freedom. This is the first real taste of what wealth feels like. It's not about driving a Ferrari, it's about walking into a supermarket and putting whatever you want in the cart without looking at the prices or checking your balance on your phone before you hit the checkout line. It sounds small, but the psychological relief of not having to choose between the organic blueberries and the generic brand is the first step toward true autonomy. This level is about removing the micro-stresses of daily life. Once you stop worrying about the cost of sustenance, a massive amount of mental bandwidth opens up for higher-level thinking. But don't get too comfortable, because Level 3 is where things start to get interesting: restaurant freedom. At Level 3, you can walk into almost any standard restaurant and order what you actually want to eat rather than what's cheapest on the menu. You stop looking at the right side of the menu first. You order the appetizer, you get the steak, and you don't think twice about the $15 cocktail. You're still working and you're still budgeting for the big stuff, but the daily experience of eating has been decoupled from the stress of scarcity. This is where most people feel rich for the first time, even if they aren't technically wealthy yet. However, there is a trap here. Level 3 is where lifestyle creep usually sets in, and if you aren't careful, you'll stay stuck here forever, spending every raise on a slightly more expensive steak. To reach Level 4, you need travel freedom. Level 4 means you no longer travel based on the lowest price on Expedia. You book the direct flight because your time is worth more than the $200 you'd save on a layover. You stay at the 4-star hotel in the city center instead of the budget inn 40 minutes away. You're starting to trade money for time and comfort, which is the only logical use for currency. But notice something. Up to this point, you are still likely tied to a job or a business that requires your physical presence. You have upgraded your cage, but you are still inside it. That brings us to the most important level on this list, Level 5, the $5 million mark. This is what I call the sweet spot of human existence. At $5 million, invested conservatively, you are generating roughly $200,000 a year in passive income. For the vast majority of people on Earth, this is the peak of the happiness to wealth curve. Why? Because at $5 million, you have achieved total time sovereignty. You don't have a boss, but more importantly, you don't have the burdens of the ultra-wealthy. You are still anonymous. You can walk down the street, eat at a local diner, and drive a nice but unassuming car without anyone looking at you as a target.
You have enough money to do anything you want, but not enough money to be forced to do things you hate. You don't need a family office, you don't need a security detail, and you don't have a board of directors demanding your time. You are the master of your own schedule. This is the level where you can spend your mornings reading, your afternoons exercising, and your evenings with your family, without a single person having the right to interrupt you. But here is where the psychology of greed trips people up. Most people hit level 5 and think if 5 million feels this good, 150 million must feel 30 times better. They enter level 6, status wealth. This is the level of the $10 million to $30 million range. Suddenly, the goal shifts from personal freedom to social signaling. You start buying the bigger house not because you need the rooms, but because of the zip code. You buy the supercar that is uncomfortable to drive but looks great on Instagram. You start hanging out with people who have 50 million, and suddenly your 5 million feels like poverty. This is the most dangerous level because you are once again trading your time for money, but this time it's to fuel an ego that can never be satisfied. You start taking on more stress, more debt, and more complexity just to maintain an image. You've left the sweet spot and entered the danger zone. Now we reach level 7, the $150 million mark. At this level, you aren't just wealthy, you are a business entity. People assume this is the dream, but they don't see the hidden taxes. At 150 million, you lose your anonymity. You become a target for lawsuits, scammers, and long-lost relatives. You have to hire people to manage your people. You have a family office, lawyers, accountants, and household staff. Your life is no longer simple. If you want to go to a movie, it's a production. If you want to travel, you're likely taking a private jet, not because it's fun, but because your life has become so complex and your time so guarded that commercial travel is a liability. You are now in the golden cage. You have massive amounts of money, but your freedom of movement is actually lower than the person at level 5. You are constantly managed. Your calendar is full of meetings about your money rather than activities you enjoy. The money has stopped serving you, and you have started serving the money. This is the secret the ultra-rich don't tell you. The overhead of a $100 million life is a psychological weight that never goes away. Finally, we reach level 8, dynastic wealth and sovereignty. This is the billion-dollar level. At this stage, money is no longer about buying things, it's about power and legacy. You can change the world, fund movements, and build institutions, but the cost is your soul's privacy. You are a public figure whether you want to be or not. Your children grow up in a distorted reality where they never know if people like them for who they are or for their trust fund. The simple pleasures of life, a quiet walk, a random conversation with a stranger, are gone. You have reached the top of the mountain only to find it very cold and very lonely. So, why is 5 million better than 150 million? Because wealth is a tool designed to buy freedom. At 5 million, you have 100% of the freedom and 0% of the complexity. At 150 million, you have more money, but your freedom starts to get eaten away by the sheer mass of your assets. The goal of the game isn't to get the high score, it's to get the score that allows you to stop playing the game. Most of us are chasing a number that will actually make us less happy once we reach it. We are taught to admire the private jets and the mega mansions, but we don't see the security guards, the lawsuits, and the isolation that come with them. The person with $5 million, a paid-off home, and a calendar full of empty space is the wealthiest person in the world. They have enough to do everything, but not enough to be owned by their possessions. They are in the sweet spot. If you are on your way up the levels, ask yourself, what is your enough? Are you building a life of freedom, or are you building a cage out of gold? Don't let the pursuit of status rob you of the very autonomy you started this journey to find. If this perspective on wealth changed how you look at your financial goals, hit the subscribe button and give this video a like. We talk about the psychology of money every week to help you build a life you actually enjoy, not just a bank account that looks good on paper. Define your number, reach your peak, and then have the courage to stop. Thanks for watching.